Hi, I'm Cynthia Croom, Executive Director of the Metropolitan Action Commission, and you're viewing MACTV. We're glad that you're able to join in today. We have a fantastic guest. Joining us is Mr. Paul Haynes. Paul is one of the people that I feel like whenever I need information, especially related to workforce, that he's the person that I get to go to. So, Paul, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you. What I want to do is just start with just warning you, this is a little casual, so it's okay, it's okay. It's more relaxed, and hopefully you will be. Just tell us a little bit about you and your background. You've been in the workforce field forever. Started when you were young.
Started in my 20s, back under what the acronym was JTPA, but it was the Job Training Partnership Act programs that ran from 1983 to 1998. And then we had the Workforce Investment Act programs that have ran from 98, 2000 up to 2014. And then now we are starting the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, all federally funded workforce development programs. So in grand total, I've been doing this 29 years.
Wow. So now you're a little unique in that you're a metro department,
Right.
and on one hand, but you also serve, on the other hand, multiple counties. Just explain that process a little bit for us.
The state of Tennessee, under the programs we operate, is divided into 13 geographic areas across the state. The geographic area that I operate includes Davidson, Rutherford, Wilson, and Trousdale counties. As part of that designation as a local region or local area, we have a workforce board.
Okay.
And that workforce board is responsible for overseeing everything that's done within those counties, those 4 counties. We, as a metro agency, are the administrative entity, fiscal agent, and staff to the workforce board. Okay. So we are the ones who carry out what the board wants through 2 comprehensive career centers, one in Nashville, one in Murfreesboro, an affiliate site in Lebanon, and then an itinerant site in Hartsville.
So then I think now everybody knows what I mean when I say you're a little unique in terms of your structure, because most of the people who are metro departments, we only serve Davidson County. And so a lot of what we're going to talk about today, though, will be applicable to Davidson County. Many people don't know what the Workforce Investment Act was, and they certainly don't know what the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, which is new because these are all federal terms that we're used to using that members of the public might not be in general familiar with. So just talk a little bit about some of the things that you workforce allows you to do.
Well, the premise behind the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act and my agency and what we do through the career centers is for adults and dislocated workers, and to clarify, an adult is what we would think of as an adult. A dislocated worker is somebody who's an adult but has lost their job through no fault of their own, so laid off worker. It helps us in the career centers do career development, job matching, job search assistance, resume help, interviewing, networking skills, and for those who need a little more help, scholarships. The board has scholarships, and we'll provide scholarships for in-demand training. Things like maybe nursing or truck driving or HVAC repair. Okay. So it's basically those things that are 2 years or less in training. We also have a youth program. And the youth program is, under the new rules, will be focused on out-of-school youth and those who are either dropped out, excuse me, who are dropped out or no longer subject to compulsory attendance laws and are not attending a post-secondary institution at the time, ranging in age from 16 to 24. Okay. And we're currently in the process of rolling that out. The previous youth program was kind of an even mix with metro schools of in-school, about half of it was in school and about half of it were those that were out of school. A lot of post-secondary kids who were struggling in post-secondary, and then those who were in school trying to find their way. Under the new law, it's pretty much exclusive to the out-of-school population, but also has a caveat, and I think it aligns well with some of the mayor's initiatives about summer jobs or jobs for youth. 20% of the money that we have will be spent for work experience.
Oh, that's
great. So it's creating work slots for young folks to get their first job or experience at working.
Okay, so I know just from our work together, because we do partner, our agencies partner that you rely on partners for a lot of this work that's done. And at some point, I know during this taping, we will make sure that we have information about your organization up so that if people need access to your website, that they know how to get in touch with you for the work that you're doing in the city. But you work a lot with partners. Talk just a little bit about how that partner relationship works.
Well, I think it's critical for the programs we operate. The Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act programs are not entitlement programs. So when you just look at the numbers of folks in Davidson County who are transitioning jobs, maybe new to the area looking for work, for those who are struggling and are needing jobs, you've got to figure out a way that you can wrap your arms around services for all of those folks. Well, no one agency has the ability to be able to do it on that broad of scale. So we look out to MAC as a great partner of ours, maybe Goodwill Industries, Metro Social Services, but look at other organizations, nonprofits in the community that are delivering some of the wraparound services that people need, so that we can then focus on the job matching and some of the other components. Because quite frankly, there are a lot of barriers to employment that everybody has. Transportation, childcare, the things that we know. Well, we need help from organizations that focus on transportation needs, focus on childcare needs, focus on maybe domestic violence or whatever that barrier may be, so that we can come in when it's time for okay, now I'm ready, I need a job.
Right.
We can come in. So we can't do our work without partners.
Okay. I think that's important because oftentimes what I hear people say when we say, well, we work with the adult education population, we offer the GED, we know that a number of our partners do a number of things. People are surprised and always say, well, why don't you just send them to NCAC? The Nashville Career Advancement Center, and part of the reason is because there's a process that we all use together. We rely on you and the work that you do when our students go through the GED program. After they get it, then we can refer them to you for help with looking for jobs or other types of activities that go on. So I think it's important that people understand what that partnership is. You have a really exciting project that's going on now in Davidson County, and I was learning about it the other day and thinking you probably need 15 more staff members to carry all of this out, which is once again the importance of having partners. But talk a little bit about the initiative now that's going on. I know working with the mayor's office, really around trying to help, I guess, find and help people get skills for the construction industry. Talk a little bit about what's going on with that.
Working with the mayor's office, we've put together the Nashville Construction Readiness Partnership. Okay. Again, the word partner in it. It's a partnership for community organizations, for the employer community, with NCAC, the Nashville Career Advancement Center, is kind of the umbrella organization trying to keep the pieces, but it basically has three fundamental components to it. Okay. In the construction industry is for those individuals who have skills in the construction industry to help match them directly with employers who are looking for those skills. So using the Jobs for TN database that we use, and for your audience out there, if you're looking for a job, jobs, the number 4tn.gov website, put you a profile in, you can do all of your job search there. Employers can list their job orders, individuals can set their profiles and put in what skill sets and so on they have, and you can make a direct match. Okay. So that's for the people who have the skills. Well, then you've got those folks that don't really have the skills that match up with what the employers are asking for. So what do we do with those individuals? Well, a lot of them live in all of our districts across the county, in different neighborhoods or different communities. So we need, working with the employer community, we're designing, in the process of designing right now, a training program that will be designed to kind of get that entry-level skill set up for people, where, not necessarily trying to train them to be a carpenter, right, or a sheet metal worker or anything, but get them ready to the level where an apprenticeship may be the perfect place for them. The College of Applied Technology building trade program may be the perfect place, or right into employment with the company, and the company will train them. So we are working to design that. The idea is it would be a fairly short-term, 4 to 8, no more than 8-week training with the employer engagement. Again, that's part of the partnership, is them helping us design, tell us what they need to get that entry level. And then for us, working with the community and agencies like MAC and others to get people into the system who are interested in the construction trade. I mean, you got Crane Watch.
Right.
There's a lot of construction jobs out there that we really need to help some of our folks get employed in that field.
Well, it really, I know it's a lot involved in it, but it seems like it's a fantastic opportunity for the city and for individuals who might be looking to get into this field and don't have any experience. Just the fact that you have these sort of 3 different ways that someone might be able to access this process. What do you see as your challenge, I guess I would say, in pulling this off? What do you think is going to be your greatest challenge?
Well, it's like any industry or occupation area you've got is the population has to show an interest in that field. They have to have a desire to want to be in it. And then, you know, we're very blessed in Davidson County with a roughly 4% unemployment rate.
Right.
So part of the struggle is somebody may be working at a part-time job. Do they really have the time to be able to engage and transfer from whatever hospitality or whatever field they're in, working part-time, into construction full-time? I think those are going to be some of the challenges, and I think that's solvable with the community.
Okay.
Because we will have through the Nashville Workforce Network that MAC is one of the founders of with us and several Goodwill and several other organizations, Metro Social Services, is try to use that partnership so that if you work a day shift and you're interested in construction, you can go at night and put in your profile and do your search and talk to somebody. The training programs, we put them out and we talk to the employers. That's one of the things from the community side. If we're going to be successful with this, when we put any solicitation out for the training, we're going to say, you know, we need it at different times and not just a 8 to, noon, Monday through Friday training program, just simply because, you know, some of these people may be working at limited jobs. But I think it's going to be a struggle to actually feel the demand side of it. One of the things about the construction industry is the recession really hit the construction industry a little harder than it did a lot of other sectors. And one of the reasons was the average age in the construction industry was rising, like in most occupational areas. Right. But because of the declining construction, there was no pipeline coming in. There was really nothing left. So, you know, you go a 4-year period where there's very limited job opportunities, your pipeline starts to dry up. Meanwhile, the age continues to increase. So there's a huge demand for a younger workforce coming into that particular sector.
How important do you think education is going to be in the city? And when I say education, I mean making people aware of these opportunities. You know, we've talked a lot about some of the initiatives that the mayor has. We talked about, not you and I necessarily, but as a city, we're talking about the ways to address youth violence. And then one of the pieces that I saw from the mayor's youth violence conference was that some of the young people clearly indicated, you know, the need for jobs and the need for certain skills. In terms of being able to really educate the public, what are some of the things that you think is going to take for us to really get the word out that this is available to people?
I think one of the things is consistency in message, and we've had that conversation, is you know, unfortunately with the Nashville Career Advancement Center, we have the Nashville Career Advancement Center, we have the America's Job Centers, we have the Workforce Board, is you may know us and you may receive services from us, but you don't really know which one you receive the service. You don't connect the dots. In this initiative, working with the community through the Nashville Workforce Network and others, consistency in message, consistency on how to get into the system, I think is going to be real important, because the idea is it's not going to be go to one location and that's the idea is whether it's one of your centers somewhere, could be here, where people could access it. And if they say the words Nashville Construction Readiness Partnership, everybody knows what it is. Okay. And the collateral pieces that go along with it are very succinct, very consistent. So everybody is engaged using the same. Well, if we don't, then I went to Goodwill. Is this a Goodwill or a MAC initiative? Is it? We need to be consistent with what that messaging is. And that's just something as we roll it out We're just now talking about making sure that we have that consistent message to the community.
One of the things that I'm wondering about, because we've used the term roll it out several times,
Right.
that when people see this, I'm not sure if they'll feel like or wonder, is this already, can they access this already? Are things in place already for them to do? So in terms of the rollout period and just sort of when we start to let people know that yes, we're ready to go, do you have a time frame in mind, or is there something that you feel that you would want the public to start to look for to know that yes, now it's time to try and access these
Well, the job
opportunity?
and the job matching's been ongoing. It's available today. It's the rollout piece is trying to get some consistency and message with it, but it's there. Employers are putting job orders in today,
Okay.
and individuals are putting profiles in today. So if anybody's interested in the construction trades, they can go into Jobs for TN right now and put in, and when they talk about their skills or interest areas, they can go into construction and they can put those components in it. There's several access points across the city that people can access already for Jobs for TN. The libraries we've worked with quite a bit, the Career Center in Metro Center, they can, so that part is there. The part working with the community agencies, the network's there. They understand the message already. Where I talk about a rollout, it's trying to, as you said, trying to make sure we have, everybody knows about the opportunity, is, you know, we're just now in the stages of really working with employers and really working to hone that message in. So we're talking probably in the next 30 to 45 days where we have the message done. So all of the matching stuff is now gone from skilled individuals and employers listing, where we have more employers. We're starting March 1st. On Tuesdays and Thursdays at the career centers, inviting construction-related employers in, targeting 10 employers per day who are looking for workers and have many job fairs there those 2 days. We're starting that March 1st. So a lot of that stuff is ongoing and rolling.
Okay.
The training part of it is going to be the part that may take 3 or 4 months before we've got a scope of what we're going to train, how we're going to train, and have training providers who are there to do the training.
Okay, so really what I hear you saying is the process, and I don't want to pin you down to dates, but so certainly the process, some we're ready now.
Yeah, some are going now.
And then we're looking really over the next 4 months, so we could be talking more around July, I guess, or August even, in terms of more of it being more fully, right, I guess, sort of in place. And I know that our organization, as well as a number of other partners in the city, will be working with you to make sure we're getting the message out to people so that everything is clear. I know that our time is almost up, but whenever I talk to you, there are always these little nuggets of wisdom that I get from you. But you've seen a lot happening with workforce in Davidson County, and I know that you're not just looking at Davidson, you're looking from a regional perspective. What do you see as really the most exciting part or opportunity that we have in Davidson County right now?
I think we are very blessed in Davidson County to have a large number of post-secondary training providers. And I want to clarify, when I say post-secondary training providers, I'm not necessarily talking about universities. Or even the community college necessarily, but we have colleges of applied technology that are 1 year or less programs. We're very blessed because under the Governor's Tennessee Reconnect program, you can go to a Tennessee College of Applied Technology. If you're over the age of 24, Tennessee resident, you can go to any of those free of tuition and fee free right now. That is currently being rolled out, if you've seen the commercials on TV, being rolled out to both the community college side and to the university side of just helping people go back. And I think one of the exciting things that I'm seeing is Mayor Berry really focused on workforce and trying to help people raise that skill level to be productive in the workforce, but also it kind of meshes with where the governor's going, and because we have all of the components that we have in Davidson County, we have the ability and some capacity to move people into things that some of my peers in some of the other counties that are a little more rural, they have one school and they're limited to that. So very excited about that. Over 80% of the jobs are going to require some level of education beyond high school. Could be a certification, Could be an associate's degree, could be a bachelor's degree or higher, but some level of training beyond high school.
Right. Well, I think I'm glad you made that point, and really as we get ready to conclude, it's a positive note, I think, to conclude with, because even though that's going to be the requirement that there's some type of skill beyond high school, the fact that there's so much available here in Davidson County. So, Paul, our time is come and gone quickly.
That was quick.
Yeah, it was. It's often surprising once you're really talking about all the wonderful things that's happening, how quickly the time moves. But I want to thank you for coming. And I just want to thank you for always being someone that when we pick up the phone and call, we can say, explain this to us, or what's going on with workforce, and you're always right there. So thank you very much. I know that over the next several months, and certainly over the next year, we'll be having lots of conversations related to this area. So thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.